This right here used to be my favorite on-camera shotgun microphone. However, things change and the level up is real. Introducing the Joby Wavo Plus and the Joby Wavo Pro. My question is, which Wavo wins? What you're hearing right now is the Joby Wavo Plus, and now you're hearing the Joby Wavo Pro. Let me know already, which one do you think sounds better? This is with no EQ, no compression, but quick disclaimer, this entire video vlog will be shot on the Sony a6500 with the in-camera gain level set at 1. The Joby Wavo Plus I have at 0 because it's more of a sensitive mic than the Pro. I have the Pro set at plus 10 because after putting 2 different audio files from each microphone, that is the closest. Pretty much the wavelength is the exact same. So that's gonna be the fairest shake for both microphones. Let me know what you think already, but I will be doing different scenarios. Walking around outside, walking around inside, tripod outside, tripod inside. This right here, kind of more of a treated situation. And we're gonna see which Wavo wins, which Wavo is the best. So far, I'm liking both of these microphones, and they definitely have put my Comica VM20 into the camera bag, and these right here are onto my camera setups. For the time being, I plan on using the Joby Wavo Plus for the Sony a6500 and the Pro for the Sony a7S III. But after this video, it could change, it could switch up. What you're hearing right now is the Joby Wavo Pro, and we're gonna go right back to the Joby Wavo Plus. Which one do you like as far as this intro? Anyway, let's get straight to this vlog. Let me guess, y'all thought I was bullshitting. By the way, I'm talking on the Joby Wavo Plus right now. We out here in Panacea. I forget the name of it, Akalak River, or not. Does this look like a river to you? This is an ocean. Bring out the whole ocean. This is how it sounds when you vlogging at in Paradise, in Panacea, Florida, on the Joby Wavo Plus with a little bit of wind going, and this is how that sounds. But I'm gonna switch over now to the Joby Wavo Pro. On the Joby Wavo Pro, just doing some shit that I shouldn't be doing because your boy can't swim. But anyway, like I was saying at the very beginning of this vlog, man, I'll get straight to it. Like, y'all probably thought that y'all was gonna see some drone footage, some bullshitting footage, some like me talking about how my day was and all that shit. No, we're not doing all that. Y'all want audio samples, right? And this is what you're getting. You already heard the Joby Wavo Plus, now you're hearing the Joby Wavo Pro in the exact same walking situation that I did with the Plus, but now we're doing it with the Pro, and we got a little bit wind going, and we got seagulls and shit over there eating venomous tropical worms and shit. Dang, you can't even walk under the bridge. This is crazy. Last time I was here, maybe a month ago, a couple months ago, you could walk all throughout there. You could walk underneath that bridge, but because we got so much water from that tropical storm that now this whole shit's not, I ain't gonna say flooded, but that's crazy. Used to be able to walk underneath there, and that's what I plan on doing. So this is kind of a dub. I shouldn't have, yeah. Wind blowing. Oh yeah, another thing real quick disclaimer. I keep saying disclaimer. In this video, and for the Joby Wavo Pro, the Joby Wavo Pro actually comes with a dead cat and a windscreen. I only have the windscreen on because it wouldn't be fair to have the dead cat on the Wavo Pro out in these conditions when the Wavo Plus didn't have one. I may end up ordering one for the Wavo Plus as well, but this is a straight up test. As a matter of fact, I got a quick video footage showing exactly where the microphones are on the camera. I have the little cube, Ulanzi cube with the Pro on this side, Plus on this side. They're the exact same distance from where I'm holding it from, and yeah, this is what you call a test. We're gonna go right back to the Wavo Plus. And I didn't even say anything about the in-camera gain set at 1, because that's what we doing now. In-camera gain set at 1 on the a6500. On the Wavo Plus that you're listening to right now, I have the camera gain, I have the, oh my gosh, I have the Wavo Plus camera gain set at 0. On the Wavo Pro, I have that camera gain set at plus 10. It's a much less sensitive mic, and that's what I noticed when you, as far as the Plus, I put the Plus up to plus 15, and that shit is super loud. But yeah, so the quickest, or the most, I'll put it this way, the most fair shake that you're going to get is having the Pro at plus 10, the Plus at 0. And by the end of this video, I'm gonna put both of them at 0 so you can actually see how much more sensitive that the Wavo Plus is than the Pro. Anyway, I'm done with this. Getting hot out here. Just past Alligator Point, we're in the car with the air conditioner running with the Joby Wavo Plus. Now we're gonna switch it over to the Joby Wavo. Damn, you hear that bump? That's a good microphone. You even heard that bump. Anyway, we're still driving in the same car with the air conditioner running. Now you're hearing it with the Joby Wavo Pro. The Joby Wavo Plus right now. The Joby Wavo Plus right now. Now we're gonna switch to the Pro. Outside in the backyard demoing the Joby Wavo Plus. What you're hearing right now is, what you're hearing right now is damn, the sun's beaming like a bitch. New pool situations. We got to put side out from all the pool construction. But what you're hearing right now is the Joby Wavo Plus. I'm not talking too loud, but I'm gonna switch it over right now to the Joby Wavo. Dang, man, I'm squinting like a bitch because the sun is blaring crazy at me, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch right now to the Joby Wavo Pro. Now we're talking same volume with the Joby Wavo Pro. Still squinting. Same position, walking around. Let's walk around this thing real quick. I'm pretty sure I got bit right next to my eye by one of these things that they call no-see-ums. Still on the Joby Wavo, still on the Joby Wavo Pro. Now we're gonna go back to the Plus, walking around. Same thing. That scared me. Holy shit, that scared the shit out of me. Real shit. I'm about to fall in the pool and the nigga can't swim, as I said while I was over there at the dock of the bay. But anyway, we're still on the Joby Wavo Plus right now, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I'm not trying to get bit up and have lumps all over my face, because then I end up looking like a sloth like most of you. We're gonna go ahead and end it off with the Joby Wavo Pro right now, and that's what you're listening to right now, the Joby Wavo Pro. But I'm gonna wrap it up in a screen room so I can like not get bit up anymore. Anyway, what the hell. Whew. We're sitting down on the back porch, about an arm length away, more than an arm length away, because you see how I'm stretching, and we're on this mic, which is the Joby Wavo Plus. But hold on, we're gonna switch it to the Joby Wavo Pro right now. Talking the exact same volume, talking the same volume, like a long stretch arm length away. Now I'm touching that microphone, which is the Joby Wavo Pro, and that's the difference in how it sounds here. The last test that I'm going to do is put them both at 0. So guess what I got to do now? Got to pull out the app, because ever since I installed the new firmware for the Joby Wavo Pro using the app, all the physical buttons as well as the OLED screen that lets you know that it's powered on the front, and the volume indicator that lets you know if you're clipping. Ever since I updated the firmware, all the physical buttons and every physicality of the microphone on the Pro has stopped working. So the only way that I can really control anything on the Pro is through the app. So we're gonna go ahead and stop this thing, and I'm gonna put the Joby Wavo Pro at 0 and leave the Joby Wavo Plus at 0 as well, so you can see how much more sensitive that the Joby Wavo Plus is than the Pro. Last but not least, this right here is the last test that I'm doing of the Joby Wavo Plus as well as the Joby Wavo Pro. But the only difference is I'm inside like more of a spacious room with sounds bouncing all off the walls, all off the ceilings, all off the floor. What you're listening to right now is the Joby Wavo Plus. 0 gain in camera. We have it at 1, of course, because that's what this entire test is on the A6500. But now I'm about to switch to the Wavo Pro, but at the exact same level gain as the plus, which is at 0. So pretty much this is the good comparison out of the box, what you're getting with no tweaks whatsoever. And now you're hearing the Wavo Pro, and you're hearing it at level 0. This entire test I had it at plus 10, but now we have it at 0. So this is literally a side-by-side comparison at the exact same level with the same camera, the same gain level in camera, inside, reverb, whatever you want to call it, sounds bouncing all everywhere, and we are done. But truthfully, we're not done yet. You know why? Because I have to give my final amalgamation. Which Wavo wins? Which Wavo is superior? We're gonna find out right now. My final amalgamation. Out of these two mics, there is no clear winner. They sound so similar in sound that they produce. And when I say sound that they produce, I mean excellent sound that they produce. And this is coming from a guy that's on the Rode Video Mic NTG, the Rode Video Mic Pro, the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, as well as the mic that you're hearing me on right now that I'm keeping. I thought I was going to get rid of it, and I had it for sale, but I took it down. The Comica VM20, using this mic just as a boom mic now. With all that said, these two microphones, being the Joby Wavo Pro and the Joby Wavo Plus, you're not going wrong with either one of these microphones. There's a slight difference in the Wavo Pro as far as the Wavo Plus. The Wavo Pro, to me, when I switched over to it, it has a slighter mid-high to high end. It's a bit more crisp, a bit more clear, less sensitive. This is going to be more sensitive, as you heard in the last test that I did with both of them set at 0. This one goes for $299, 300 bucks. This one goes for $199, $200 in layman's terms. The only determining factor out of these two microphones as far as what I would recommend for you getting is, for one, what camera do you use? Because this entire vlog was shot on a Sony a6500, which doesn't have a headphone jack. It doesn't have a headphone jack in the a6500. The a7S III, your newer cameras tend to have headphone jacks for monitoring your audio. The Joby Wavo Plus has a headphone jack for monitoring your audio. -10 and +15 is all you getting out of this. No app needed. Joby Wavo Pro, instead of the headphone jack, you have the capability to connect an external microphone. So theoretically, if you want to use the Joby Wavo Pro as your front-facing microphone, and if you have a Joby Wavo Plus, you could plug your Plus into the Pro and have the hardest dual shotgun mic of all time. Imagine that. You got the Pro shooting at you're interviewing someone. This is shooting the interviewee. This is shooting the interviewer. Holy shit. You're not wasting your time with that situation. The one thing that I will say, as far as these two microphones, they both sound similar, and they sound like they sound very similar. But if I had 300 pills to pay for one microphone, I would probably purchase the Joby Wavo Plus. I would buy the dead cat for it, because this one doesn't come with a dead cat. The Pro does come with a dead cat. The one thing that I will say, as far as this Pro, for the fact that they tagged it as the Joby Wavo Pro, you would think that it would have an external microphone port as well as a headphone port. But that's not how they do it. Shout out to Joby for being smart in marketing. Both of these microphones sound equally as great, but the one thing that I will say, this, you don't need an app for. As soon as I use the app to update the firmware, the buttons don't work. And I can show you right now, because this doesn't have to be on the camera in order to show it. You see how this is on right now? It's on because you see that. This isn't on. Before I installed the firmware, this green light right here used to turn on, as well as these buttons used to work as far as turning it from +10 to +20. See, they're off. For some reason, as soon as I installed the firmware, all the physicalities of this microphone stopped working, so I literally have to use the app in order to control anything in this other than, I believe, this. Yeah, that's the only thing that actually works, and that's the automatic camera on and off. But you already know. You gonna need that. Anyway, great microphones by Joby. I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't think that these microphones would pull me away from my Comica VM20, in which you're hearing right now. The Comica VM20 is plugged into a Zoom H6, and that is what it is. But like I said, keeping this microphone as my boom mic, but these, you cannot wasting your time at looking at these microphones as your on-camera shotgun mics. Both of them sound great. As far as which wins, I'm not gonna lie, I can't really say which wins. It's all about everything is look, which one relates to you the most? Do you have an older camera, the way you can't monitor the audio? If so, get the Joby Wavo Plus, because it has a headphone jack in there. Boom, you're monitoring your audio just like that. Are you an interviewer? The Joby Wavo Plus will allow you to connect an external microphone. Another one of these, a lavalier microphone, in order to end it. Like, imagine the possibility. Y'all did y'all's thing with these two shotgun microphones. This is not a sponsored video. I purchased both of these hoes. I like both of these microphones, and I think that I'm going to keep it to exactly what I said at the very beginning of this, the same energy. This Joby Wavo Pro will be sitting on top of my Sony a7S III. This Joby Wavo Plus will be stacked on top of my a6500, because my a6500 is the camera that I walk around with everywhere I go. You can't catch me anywhere without the a6500. That's the camera that I will never get rid of. Shout out to Sony Alpha. Shout out to Sony Mirrorless. It is what it is. This is my amalgamation, my final verdict. Both microphones are great, but if I had to purchase one, I'm not gonna lie, I would purchase the Joby Wavo Plus.